What is up, guys? This is Droptimus, and I'm going to be bringing you another show match tonight. We've got Ravage versus Swaghar, two of our oldest GM players. It's a Protoss versus Zerg. Joined with me as a co-caster, we have Gorgonoth.
Hey guys, what's going on?
All right. Versus Zerg. Joined with me as a co. Okay. So we've got people in the party. I think we're starting on Catalyst. If there's anything wrong with the audio, please let me know in chat. Do not hesitate. I'll get that fixed. Oh wait, Catalyst is not in the map pool anymore.
We're live, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, it's interesting. Oh, never mind. I see it. There we go.
Yeah, it might take a few moments to go live, but. Oh, right, yeah. She did make some new overlays. I'll have to get that one in next time. Alright. Got the lobby set up, just waiting on the players to ready up.
So a PVZ, now dropping this, what do you think of the chances of each of these players to take the win?
I think I'm gonna make a prediction for Ravage. I think Ravage has been at this level for a longer period of time. Swaghar, Ravage was GM like when he first joined us, like over a year ago. I think probably closer to 2 years. Swaghar was M2 when he first joined us. He recently got GM maybe like 6 months ago. But he has been consistent at that level, so I think it's going to be a very close matchup. They are very close in MMR.
Yeah, agreed.
Alright, so let's do some introductions. I'll get the one at the top right. We have the orange Protoss. His name is Swaghar.
And in the bottom, the green Zerg. On blue shift, it is Ravage.
So yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but someone made a Reddit post about this. This is basically Catalyst on its side.
Yeah.
With 2 more bases. I think it's slightly bigger because they added 2 bases, but yeah, it's like the same exact thing.
Right, yeah, I mean, it's got that, can kind of split map with 4 bases on each ends.
I mean, I'm not complaining because I loved Catalyst. I think everybody loved that map. So they removed Catalyst and added this one. It's, you know, just changing it a little bit, keeping it fresh. I like it.
Yeah, I was sad to see Catalyst go. I think that was a really fun macro-orientated map for TVZ, PVZ. You know, kind
Definitely.
of definitely preserved the style of the longer macro games. And I think Blue Shift, unlike Red Shift, is going to lend to that as well. So I'm pretty excited to see it being played out further.
Hey, what's up, Miguel in chat? How you doing, man? And Syx Snoopy just now following. What? What?
What took you so long?
All right. Well, thank you for the follow anyway.
And I bet it's a new account. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we're going to see Swaghar put down a Stargate. So that will be his tech of choice. Pretty, nothing crazy here. Stargate is quite good. I think overall, compared to a Robo opening, Stargate opening gives you a chance to get more damage done, and it's less passive than a Robo opening.
Definitely. See what he'll probably go for an Oracle first, and maybe into Phoenix, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of players do go just for one Oracle, then a Phoenix to clean up the remaining Overlords around the map. Gives you a lot of good scouting information as well, obviously. Swaghar getting his Ravage, excuse me, getting his third base down at a really good time. So this is a good economical opening for him. Now, Swaghar has 2 Adepts in the base. Going to be poking around, although with Speedlings, he's going to want to back away since the Queen is on creep, and he will get out with those 2 Adepts unscathed.
Oracle's out now, moving out across the map. He's going to see the third hatchery will be up and running. Only one queen here at the natural, a second one joining in. Does manage to get 4 drones, almost 5, but does barely get out.
Yeah, it's a nice pickup, and then just the one Oracle, not a commitment to it, and going for the Phoenix. So, you know, that's, I think, why Stargate openings are so popular, is because it gives you an opportunity to start getting ahead just from the very beginning in drone kills. 4 drone kills, not the end of the world for Ravage, but it's something nice that Swaghar can build on and gives him a little bit of comfort as he expands into the third base.
Yeah, definitely. Stargate opening, very versatile. Allows you to be very flexible as well. You can be defensive with Void Rays, offensive with Phoenix.
Swaghar is going to come in here with a decent amount of Adepts. No Glaives or +1, obviously. Those are abilities are just being started. But they're going to shade in here, and with the Oracle and Phoenix coming in as well, they might jump on one of these Queens. They're going to get it. Now they can start chipping away. Drones are pulled as well, so mining is being denied. Yeah, so nice little pickup there from Swaghar. Gets a Queen, couple of drones, and denies some mining time. So nice little poke from him, but he doesn't extend too much. He cancels a shade into the natural. Just pulls back, keeps his adept number alive, but a solid poke from him.
Yeah, and doesn't get too greedy. Doesn't he cancels going into the natural? Doesn't want to lose those Adepts. Now he's going to be totally fine against this counterattack with the Lings, and they're actually going to turn around.
Swaghar going for charge, not going to be going for anything crazy with a Glaives upgrade. Yeah, just going into charge +1 though. So the Adepts will start to be more effective. He's got double Robo building at his third, which is interesting, being that exposed, and a Templar Archives as well.
Yep, Templar Archives for those Archons. Perhaps some Storm once the Hydras are out.
So Swagger's playing this just a kind of a really nice Immortal Archon style, and he's got his third base fully established. Saturation is looking pretty nice. He needs to get those gas down. We'll work on that, and Ravage is just now expanding to a fourth. So Swagger economically is in a really good spot. He's ahead in supply, just because the virtue of his third wasn't down too much later than Ravage's, and now he's in a pretty good spot. He's going to push across the map. Or no, he's just... Sorry, misread that. He's going to wait to push across the map until he has more Immortals, Storm, and Charge. But there's really no pressure for him. He's doing a really good job macroing here.
He really is, yeah. Double Robo, Chrono boosting those Immortals out. On top of his upgrades. Psystorm is about halfway finished.
I really still don't know how I feel with those double robos at the third. Like, even though, yeah, it's right at the front lines, but what if something happens, goes terribly wrong? The robos, in the main, be a lot safer.
Definitely, I agree with you on that one. And Swagger's going to try and take his fourth up here on the northern location.
Yeah, really nice timing. And if he keeps... I mean, on blue shift, if he keeps the third choke, and then he doesn't have the biggest choke in the world, so I think Swagger will be able to defend that. Although Ravage is coming across with a Hydraling Bane Force, and he might try to get some canceling done on that. The Phoenix has not been patrolling in the middle of the map, and Swagger's army might be a little bit out of position here. Okay, no, Ravage is pulling back, and this will be a nice attack for Ravage.
Oh my god, those Banelings got huge hits on the High Templars. I don't believe any storms went off. I didn't see any.
Yeah, the storms were not in the right places. He kind of preemptively stormed where he thought the Lings and Banelings were coming in, but they did not connect. Now, crucially, he is escaping with the Immortals, so not losing too many of those. That would be absolutely horrible. And his fourth base is up, and even though the Baneling connections were really good, Ravage lost a lot as well. So I think as long as Swagger holds on to the fourth, he's going to be okay.
Yeah, this is what Swagger is doing right now is what we just saw this morning in GSL with Neeb versus Raynor. It's like Immortal Archon style, and it proved very effective as he did take that series 2-0.
Okay, nice pullback from Swagger, getting the Banelings to soak up on the Immortals. But he's going to have to sack the fourth base, and this is a big win for Ravage. There was no mana on High Templars. He couldn't really engage that directly. Okay, there's enough for a couple of storms now, but the Baneling's coming in, getting some nice snipes, and Ravage is pushing forward with this really potent Hydra Bane, excuse me.
Looks like he will just barely hold.
Yeah, I mean, he does hold us here, but Ravage is feeling really good. I mean, he's expanding. He's got his fourth and fifth base up, mining really well, and he's in a perfect position here. He doesn't really have to press anymore. He just has to be worried about the high Immortal count, but other than that, he's in a great position when you're up 2 bases against a Protoss.
Yeah, and his creep spread is looking really good too. He's got almost his whole half of the map done, so he's looking really good in every aspect of this game.
Forces another cancel that's brutal for Swagger. Okay,
yeah,
good storms connecting on the Hydras, and Swagger has so many Immortals here that those Hydras are not going to get anything done.
Another good storm going off on the Hydras as well. He's going to have to pull back. I think I would have tried to go for this bottom right location, just south of his natural. It seems like this base is a little bit too close to the Zerg's third, and like all the production right there. And there's the creep spared is a little bit closer on that side too.
Right, I really agree with you. I think the first time he placed down the fourth up there, it it was fine, but then after the second and third times, I don't think it
Yeah.
was really necessary. It was too much of a risk.
Mm-hmm.
So Ling's getting into the third as well, fourth, getting some probes and denying some mining. It's a nice pickup for Ravage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a really attackable position of the fourth. I think he definitely should have placed it the second time down there and would have been more easily defendable.
Lots of storms are banked here. He needs to save them for the Hydras.
Okay, really good dodging from Ravage, but there's really not many Hydras left.
Yeah.
Throughout all of this, even though the fourth keeps getting canceled, Swagger's kept his really high, core immortal count alive. So that means that he's going to deal really well against the Hydras, and that is something that will be beneficial for Swagger. And that looks like he finally is now getting his fourth base established, although, like you said earlier, it's still really attackable from here.
I think at this point, Ravage needs to just max out instead of keep trying to deny this fourth. Like that last attack was lackluster. If he had just maxed out, I think he might have been able to finish this game.
Yeah, Swagger's ability to fight in these chokes, though, is really high because of the Immortal and Storm count. I mean, with a ton of Storms, he's really good here against this Hydraling. We're going to see what Ravage's decision to go, what he goes with Hive Tech here, what he, pulls out here will mean that Swagger's force will start to lose value, but right now it's going to be really hard to stop. I mean, this is 105 army supply of Swagger, and really the best hope for Zerg right now is to outmaneuver this purely.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, there was a Zealot run by on the fifth base? Yeah, fifth base down at the bottom right. He actually got the hatchery.
Nice.
So many storms here banked up.
Yeah, you see some good storms on the Hydras, and Swagger has so many Immortals. He's just charging in here, getting so many great storms on the Hydras, and he can just right-click on this hatchery, take it down.
Yeah, wow. Ravage losing 2 bases really quick there. He's actually going to GG, so nice comeback from Swagger. Didn't look like he was in a very good position that entire time, but actually ended up taking the game.
Yeah, nicely played from Swagger. Even though he kept losing his fourth base, he didn't panic. He stayed strong, kept building up his army, kept macroing, and that really good army of Protoss is hard to beat for Zerg until they get into Hive Tech, Broodlords, or whatever they choose to do beyond just the pure Hydraling Bane. It's really hard to beat a near maxed out Protoss when he's got that many Storms and Immortals. So well done from Swagger, keeping that army alive and then pushing out and just punishing when Ravage did overextend.
Alright, so Ravage has gone with Lost and Found for game number 2.
I mean, that's the thing with PvZ, like, the Zerg can harass a ton, and it can seem like the Protoss is down and out, and they're just kind of holed up in their base. But there reaches a point where the Protoss is so powerful that they can just, march across the base and march across the map and win. So that's why it's got to be frustrating to play against Protoss, is that, Swagger canceling the fourth a bunch of times. Sorry, Ravage canceling the fourth a bunch of times. He was doing really well. But then a little bit of an overextension, I think what you said with that lackluster fight, then he didn't have enough to defend against that pain push from the Protoss. So well done from Swagger and Ravage as well, both playing really well in the beginning parts of these games.
Yeah, I can tell we're going to have a good series on our hands.
It's like Swagger's popping in the chat between games, talk with people.
These banners are so cool. I wonder how they got them, because mine is just like a standard Marine. Anyway, let's get into this next game. Let me get the score real quick. All right, in the top right-hand corner, we have the orange Protoss. His name is Swaghar.
And in the bottom, we have the green Zerg. It's Ravage. So in light of that last game, you think Ravage at any point in this best of 7 is going to try to pull something cheesy, or either player rather is going to abandon the standard macro and go for something crazy, or you think they're just going to stick to what they know here for all 7 games?
I think there will absolutely be some cheese at some point. Usually it happens when it becomes really one-sided, like if it goes up to a 2-0, because either the guy who's ahead is like, well, I'm so far ahead I could take this risk and still be okay, and either that or the guy who's losing is like, holy shit, I don't think I can win a macro game, I should try and cheese, you know?
Right. You have to set the tone like that, for sure. Oh, gotta pause here. It's interesting, Swaghar just being really annoying with his probe here, denying mining of the drones, making that free APM, putting it to use.
Yeah.
It's always nice to see players do little things like that to get ahead.
Signs of a good player.
Alright, you know, while this is going on, I'm just going to grab some water really quick. My throat is really dry.
How you guys doing in the chat? Snoopy, Miguel, Giggle Bear, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. OFE, Xenodactyl, Sun Lily, what's up, guys? How you guys doing today? I hope you guys had a good day.
Alright, still paused. Good. So how's your ladder grind been going, Drop?
It's not been going too bad. It's been going better than I expected. But I am about 400 to 500 MMR lower than my highest I've ever been, so trying to get back up there.
Nice.
Yeah, what about you? Do you play any StarCraft 2 lately? I know you play a lot of Brood War.
You know, today I played some StarCraft 2. It's been a long time, but I dusted it off. Played a couple ladder games. It was fun, you know. People cheesing me constantly, so that's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And I still feel like the meta's changed so much. Like,
oh yeah, it changes constantly. Every time there's a big tournament, some new pros like bring out some, you know, brand new strategies we've never seen before, and then they just absolutely destroy everyone with it, and thus changes the entire meta.
yeah, I mean, love it or hate it, it keeps StarCraft 2 fresh, which is definitely something I can appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm expecting to see Stargate play again from Swaghar. Proved effective. He's got that pylon on the side there. Should most likely become pretty standard for Swaghar.
Mm-hmm. Ravage with only one drone on the gas and getting his metabolic boost. Drone in position for taking a third.
Wow, 220. That is a bit early. Unless I'm thinking TVZ timings, but
I think you're right. I think they like to get a couple queens out, a couple more queens out before third in a standard game, but I could be wrong.
yeah, and Swaghar has his adept coming out here, so we'll get vision of that and his Stargate. So, we'll see if Swaghar sees the earlier hatch and might try to make something happen if he chooses to go for more oracles this time or what have you. But just poking around with his adept, one of the nice things these games is he's preserved his adept count, not losing them to any silly mistakes. That way he can have a push later, like he did last time, getting a few drones, denying mining at the third. That's always great. Preserving your early units, you can have a stronger push in the, a couple minutes later. And as I say that, I think he's going to lose an adept here.
Yeah, he loses one for sure. He's going to get out with this other one.
Okay, so just Oracle Phoenix from Swaghar.
Right. The lair is just starting for Ravage. Does he have any? Okay, he has a spore up in the main and 2 queens, so this Oracle is not going to do too much, I don't think. Revelation, okay. Sees a little bit of base, sees that lair timing. Ravage making quick work of these rocks up here at the third. Wants to open up that choke point, can be very nasty for Zerg.
And yes, Swaghar just going to be still poking with the Oracle, might get a couple of lings here. Yep. And Swagger's also in position to get his third. This game, I feel like Ravage is definitely a bit closer as economically to Ravage, or to Swaghar. Sorry, I keep mixing the names up. Ravage is closer to Swaghar. His third was up faster, didn't lose any drones, and Swagger's third base is a little bit later. So in all aspects, I think Ravage is doing a little bit better this game. We'll see if what he turns that into. Usually these small leads can be negated really quickly by some sort of a blunder.
Yeah, and Swaghar actually just misplaced his Nexus and then canceled it and rebuilt it in the correct position, so I think that's what he was talking about.
Just lost 100 minerals there.
Yeah.
Game-ending damage.
So, yes, Sonic Snoopy donating 10 bits. Thank you very much, man. He says, why not use the new overlay? It's just because I haven't remembered each time. Like, I keep forgetting. I also need to do that automatic transition. Yeah, I need to get around to it. I'll probably try and do it tonight if I remember.
I did not even... Yeah, I'm pretty out of the loop. I guess there's... I looked at that. Is that stable now? I heard that could be like a... Well, anyhow.
Yeah, I haven't read into it at all. I know Snoopy talked about it in chat. I need to go back and read what he said, but...
Definitely. There's a Archon drop coming in from Swaghar in the main, and he pulled the Lings, although... Okay, the Hydra's kind of getting in between him and the Archons. He's going to pick him up here. Alright, just get some Ling kills, and drones have been pulled. So Archon drop not getting a ton done, Ravage reacting well, but gets away with the core... I'm sorry, with the War Prism and Archons.
Yep. Gonna go around to try and hit this third, or just the creep tumors. Also a good use of the Archons.
So Ravage rebuffing pretty much everything Swaghar throws at him here. The Oracle, the Phoenix, he lost the Phoenix earlier, I forgot to mention that. Got one Overlord, but keeping the Phoenix alive is much bigger of a priority than getting one Oracle in the main, because he doesn't have map presence. He still has the Oracle, can send that around the map, but it's not nearly as quick.
Yeah, absolutely. So nice revelation on this army. I thought that was gonna happen. Gets away with the Oracle without taking any damage.
There is that third base robotics facility.
Yeah. I guess it depends on the kind of player you are. You know, if you want to be more aggressive, you want your units right now. And you know, there's always like a, I mean, players at this level probably won't happen to them, but there's always a chance that Immortals get stuck in your base somehow, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So some players might want to avoid that and just put them right in the front.
It's true. Now Swaghar does have enough mana for several storms. I'm sorry, yeah, there you go. I said it right, Swaghar.
Yeah.
And he's getting his Archons. His immortal count isn't that high. He's got 5, I think. No, 4.
Mm-hmm.
But the fourth base could be. I mean, Swaghar just has to be in position here. Unlike the last game on Blue Shift, he will have an easier time defending it, I think, if he gets his army up there. Just because it's not on a low ground, it's on the same ground as the third. So in theory, he should have a pretty easy time. But Ravage is coming in with another force of Banelings. Swaghar backs up. The fourth is cancelled. But Swaghar sniping a lot of Banelings and Hydralisks.
Yeah. That is one good, one thing Ravage is very good at is denying the fourth, as we've seen many times.
Got a Zealot drop in the main, but he loses the War Prism, and those Zealots will go down for a couple Hydralisks if they're lucky.
Yeah. I think he got about 3, so not too bad, but...
Yeah. Losing the Prism is unfortunate, though. And he's getting his Immortal production up, and if he doesn't lose the fourth again, then Swaghar will be in a pretty good position.
Yeah, I mean, I think this time the fourth looks like it's a little bit easier to defend on this map. It just looks like, you know, it's quicker to get his army over there than the last one. So he might have a better chance of keeping that alive. Another Warp Prism is out. This high, I mean, Ravage is going to see it, and he's going to try and intercept. He does get it or not? No, never mind. Wow, just barely gets away. He's actually going to go back. Doesn't have enough HP to actually go across the map.
It's interesting. Both players like clicked away at the same time with their armies. I'm not sure what's going on. The Swaghar almost going to be fighting from the low ground there. That was odd. He's got to wait for his Templars to catch up. Ravage scooting out of here is maxed. Still, he's engaging ahead of the High Templars, which is not good.
Oh, okay. A little Baneling run by at the third, but he does move the probes.
A ton of probes being idle here. This Swaghar is falling apart a little bit at the seams here. The Hydra's coming in. The storms are here. He's going to have to back up. Yeah, great storms. But the fifth is up for Ravage, so he's one base ahead. But the fourth, you know, did not go down as many times last game, so Swaghar's economy is better than last time, although that was a ton of idle probes for a long time.
Yeah. He's up to 4 fully saturated bases, except, I mean, the one in the main is about like half a base, half as many nodes. But, yeah, his economy is booming right now. But again, so is Ravage's. He's got his 5th base up. It's not saturated yet, but it's getting there. Ravage is pretty much maxed out.
Swaghar getting close. Will be a couple more Warpins and a few more Immortal production rounds. As far as upgrades, both players are on +2. Swaghar's +3 though is going to be done very shortly, so there might be a window where you can attack with +3.
Yeah. Oh, Lurker's out here at the 4th. That's going to be really nasty to deal with.
One thing that's bugging me here is Swaghar doesn't have any vision on that whole left side, so now he's allowing the Lurkers to entrench up here for free, and now he has to fight this army and this bad angle here. The Baneling's rolling in, getting good connections. The Hydras Where are the storms?
I don't
You gotta
think that
put the
the High
storms
Templars
down.
can get close enough because they're kind of stuck behind the Immortals.
Yeah, this is going really poorly for Swaghar. He's
Yeah.
being attacked into with a concave. And now his mining is really hurting. Looks like Ravage is just going to come in here with the Lurkers, getting a nice siege position. Great storms there on the Hydras. So it looks like Swaghar, with his good Immortal count, will push this back. But still,
Nice.
losing the 4th, that's huge.
Yeah, it really is. We can see Swagger's supply is down to 100. Ravage is already almost remaxed.
Oh no, the Immortals. Oof. Okay, just
Yeah, I think this is GG
Ravage
right
picking
here.
off Immortals here. Like, after Swaghar defended that attack, he was actually in a pretty good spot, but he had no vision outside of that left, the upper side there with the 4th, to give him any advance notice. So I think that was a big blunder from him there, not being aware of. I mean, you got to be aware of the possibility of that happening, and then just losing the 4th like that at that point, kind of spells defeat for him.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be waiting on Swagger's map pick. We do have a whole slew of new maps. Just came out yesterday.
Axis in the chat, cheering on his fellow Zerg. It's nice.
Hey, what's up, Axis? How you doing, man?
Xenodactyl saying you can cheese me. You know what? That's when I woke up this morning. I'm like, I want that to happen. You read my mind. This is really fun though. These are two really evenly matched players, and a macro PvZ is pretty dope.
Yeah, really fun series we got on our hands. Let's see. Ravage hasn't played any games this season, but his MMR at the end of last season was 53.98, and Swagger's, oh, it's actually dropped down to 51.60. I know he was a little bit higher a few days ago, but
So this will be Acid Plant. This was a survivor from the last season.
Carrier has arrived.
Nova X91, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream, man.
Yeah, they're just cool how they have those banners. Just noticed them for the first time today.
Ooh, very fast probe coming out. Okay, let's do the introductions real quick. Let me get the score. The bottom right hand corner we have the orange Protoss. His name is Swaghar.
And in the top corner of Acid Plant, we have the green Zerg Ravage. Ooh, Xenodactyl is getting pumped for this. We got that early probe. You know what's hilarious is I'm like doing the follow commands on the probes as if I'm like streaming it, but I'm not. Like I'm just so used to doing that. It's funny.
I love that command, yeah. Just give me a moment here. I just want to check something.
The pylon is pretty far back. Okay, so it's gate. This is gonna be a 2-gate. Okay, old school. I like it.
Ooh, 3 gates. Going up to 3 gates here. But this Overlord pathing, no, it doesn't look like it'll. Wow, is that 4 gates? Okay, this is super all in. You said you wanted cheese, right?
For sure. Wow, 4 gates blind. That is interesting.
And there's an Overlord for Ravage nearing the base of Swaghar, but it's going to be a few minutes before he realizes there's nothing at home at all. And he did go hatch first.
If this is just the old school zealot all in, the Overlord is not going to see it. Oh, how did Oh my
Whoa!
goodness.
He does see it, definitely. He sees one.
Okay, that Overlord was on a trajectory to the base, and then it ducked 90 degrees. That is
Intuition.
Okay. Well, okay, he saw nothing at the natural. That's why. Duh.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I'm like reading way too much into it, and then it's like, oh, right.
But did Swaghar notice that Ravage saw it? Because I mean, he does now. I'm beginning to think that that's why he kind of stayed at home with his first few zealots and waited for a couple more. Because if he had known that it got scouted, he might have went ahead and tried to start doing damage.
Okay, so Swaghar is going for the main, which actually really disagree with this because there is a spine in the main. He's going to lose those zealots to the lings. Okay, this is going really bad. He lost so many zealots already.
And Ravage has moved the spines to the natural now, so he's starting to secure his natural.
Yeah, and now it's, I mean, pretty much all over but the crying. Zealots just aren't that good. They're good, but you know what I'm saying. Against that many spine crawlers and lings.
Yeah, for sure.
Speed's going to be done pretty soon as well. You know what's interesting is I think if Swaghar.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Swaghar, with the original force of zealots, he definitely could have shut down the natural, because he could have held the ramp with the additional zealots, and he had enough there where I'm like, okay, so the natural will go down, that's for sure. And then so Ravage will have to go one base tech, and then Swaghar can expand. It's looking pretty good. Textbook zealoties.
Yeah, I agree. One base Zerg is never good, so if you can deny that expansion, then you're going to be in a good position no matter what. Like again, what I was going to say is that it is 4 gate zealots, so if he can get enough out, he could still really take this game. I mean, don't underestimate the power of the zealot.
Yeah, that's true. Ravage actually produced some drones, which kind of surprised me. His ling count was a bit lower, and he's getting another spine crawler. So you're right. Swaghar does have a chance here. I think actually in that attack he could have pressed forward, maybe gotten the spine, but now there's new lings and queens. Okay, this is pretty much his last chance. He's got a nice transfuse on the spine crawler, and the lings are getting a surround. I just don't see it happening here.
Yeah, more and more lings are popping out. He's down to like just a handful of zealots. 4, 2 of them are half dead. No expansion back home, nothing at home. He's gonna GG. Ravage will take game number 2.
3 right?
Oh yeah, sorry, number 3.
It's interesting because I feel like Swaghar, after the initial attack failed, the second attack might have been able to get some damage on the spines. I mean, it probably still would have lost, but he pulled back after he cleared all the lings. So I find that interesting decision.
Yeah. Let's see. It's Swagger's map pick. Come on, I want to see some new maps. I want to see Parasite.
Miguel is saying he's going to bed. Good night, man.
All right, good night,
Sweet
Miguel.
dreams.
I know it's very late over there in Europe. It's like 3 or 4 a.m. or something.
For the Frenchies.
Alright, Swagger's gone for Dreamcatcher. When I first saw this map, I thought that shape in the middle was like a jellyfish. I don't know why I thought that, because it's named Dreamcatcher. It's obviously a Dreamcatcher, but...
Well, the first thing I looked at, I'm like, you know what? That looks a lot like what people put up in their rear view mirrors in their cars.
Yeah.
I wonder, I'm like, oh, duh. Reading helps. So it's 2-1 here. And, that build from Ravage, I like it. It had potential. but it's got a very short. I mean, Ravage reacted really well to that, and if you don't get damage done with that first wave, it's very hard to pull it off because the longer the game goes on, it's just not sustainable anymore. Obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely agree. All right, so in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the orange Protoss. His name is Swaghar.
And in the top, we've got the green Zerg, Ravage. You mentioned before, but both these guys been with us for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the OGs of the clan. You know, it's interesting because Swaghar had a interesting. For the first, I don't know, 5 months or so, I was in Psionic Aftermath. I didn't know that Mr. 789 and Swaghar were the same person.
Yeah.
And then that kind of came out. We was in a cast, and he was like, you know what? I was like, X something about Mr. 789. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you know, that guy. He's the officer, and like, he's like, that's me. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's because he has a ongoing YouTube channel that's already named Mr. 789, where he does a lot of stuff, and yeah, I think it's like a branding of that he's trying to, you know, go with. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, he does have a small YouTube channel. If you guys aren't already subscribed to that, he's a great caster. Go do that. It's youtube.com, Mr. 789. The 7 and 8 are numerals, and then the 9 is spelled out. If someone wants to link that in chat, that would be great.
We got some intense harvester fighting going on.
Yeah, you almost actually got a drone.
They were looping around the extractor. It was very close. Now, both these players we've seen in all of their games, they besides the last one, well, the first two, you know, pretty standard opening for 3-based for both of them. And one of the features of this map is it is harder to establish the third. It's not as defendable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of open space.
Right, so we could see some, you know, weird 2-base play. Okay, but there's the pretty well-timed third out from Ravage, so nothing weird from him. So yeah, just standard. But we'll see if Swaghar goes anything weird on 2 bases. He's got a stalker on the Overlord. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And so he could potentially do something weird since the scouting is gone. You know, it's always a possibility.
Yeah. Go for something cheeky like DTs, or there is a Twilight Council. We could see it. But the Robo for War Prism, I mean, here's to hoping we see some DTs.
Blink DTs.
Yeah, man.
Make Fear Dragon happy.
Alright, so Warp Prism is being chrono boosted out and rallied across the map. Oh, he's going for charge and adding 4 more gateways. So it looks like he wants to go for like this charge lot cheese, or charge lot all in, sorry.
Not saying I called it, but I kind of called it.
Yeah. What is this? 6 gates? 6-gate charge lot all in? Oh, the Ling just barely missed that Warp Prism too.
Ooh. Wait, where? I missed it. Wait.
By his one of his naturals.
Oh, I see.
Bottom.
I see.
I mean the third. This Warp Prism has not been spotted yet. I don't think so, unless that creep tumor caught a glimpse of it. Yep, gonna be waiting for these gateways to finish before he even reveals it. That's a smart idea. Only a few more seconds away.
Yeah, I was seeing the War Prism out this fast, and then he also saw that no production on the Robo could definitely raise some questions. Oh no. Oh wait, never mind. For a second I thought there was a gap in that wall. That is not the case. So this is a charge lot push. Now, in this case, he's on the wrong side. Like, he's going to have to walk through a ton of creep before he gets to the third, and that will put him at a disadvantage. Now, there's Roach. Warren is up. There's Roaches on the production tab already. He's going in for the natural. Don't like the decision. There's a ton of Lings here. Well, okay, he's going to dive on the drones anyhow, and the Roaches will be out in a minute, but the Lings are getting on top of the reinforcement zealots, and yeah, maybe there's not enough here, not enough Lings here to defend this.
Definitely not. No.
Yeah.
Roaches are going to help a lot. Roaches are pretty good against zealots, but I don't think there's enough. There's the Warpins are never going to stop because there are so many gateways.
Alrighty, so barely escaped with that War Prism. Nice save. That will keep this push alive. Meanwhile, Chargers are going into the third, so yeah, this is game over pretty much. Yeah.
Score's tied up 2-2.
I was doubting him for a second there, like, you know, I guess he attacked right before the Roaches popped. It was perfect timing. If those Roaches were up, then he can kind of hold the ramp for a bit. But did not happen, so just Swaghar just rolled him.
Is this going to get to a best of one for $5? We'll have to see.
You got no complaint, man. A tight series, it's fun.
Thank you, Psionic Snoopy, for linking that YouTube channel.
You know, if I should do a Brood War show match with Sippy Cup. Bore everyone out of their minds.
If you want to call him out, we can make it happen.
It's funny because Sippy Cup, like, he's really good at PvP. Like, he specifically practices for that, and he has this weird hold over me. Like, it's really tough for me to beat him. It's odd. I mean, I cheese him and then I can win that way sometime, but it's odd.
Yeah, some people just really understand a certain matchup. I've never been like that, really. I've always been kind of inconsistent in all the matchups, but all right. Players ready.
I mean, I go through phases of being confident in certain matchups.
Yeah.
Fracture.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen much of this one. I don't think I've even played on it really too much.
I played on it once today, and I was like, wow, that's a tight choke. In the natural.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I really thought of it.
Yeah. Alright, let me do the scores real quick. In the bottom right hand corner we have the orange Protoss. His name is Swaghar.
And at the top we have the green Zerg. Ravage. Fracture gives me some vibes from the King Sejong Station map, which was in several latter seasons back when I was playing probably the most StarCraft 2. So yeah, definitely got some throwback vibes to that, which I wish they would bring back King Sejong Station, man.
Yeah, it was a really good map, one of my favorites. So it could get so crazy because of the natural. I mean, just like the way the bases are positioned, and the pathing that you'd have to get to with the rocks and everything. It's a brilliant map, and I think that's why it stayed in the map pool for so long.
Yeah, I mean, so many legendary WCS matches from back then.
And then, just quickly, Psionic Snoopy donating 15 bits again. He says, "Cheers for Gorgonoth, because no single cast by Gorgonoth goes without a Brood War reference."
Oh, it's my one weakness. I'm sorry, Snoopy.
Xenodactyl with another bit. Thank you. Anyway, what were you saying?
Well, I was just gonna continue to pine about King Sejong Station.
Yeah,
it was interesting. Like, you know, has a potential for a lot of early cheese and early aggression, but it also could be a super fun macro map. Yeah. That was kind of more partially due to the pace of Heart of the Swarm, but just a really cool map in general.
Okay, Metabolic Boost starting up. Getting his queens. Pretty standard stuff so far. There's that 220 hatchery.
This is very snappy. And we've got the Stalker out for Swaghar. Now, when I see the Stalker coming out, that definitely makes me think that Swaghar is looking or thinking about the possibility of doing something weird on 2 bases. We saw it last game because your main goal is just to deny the Overlord from scouting. Ravage should be a bit more in tune to this last time. I think he was a little bit ill prepared for it. We got the Roach Swarm, but it was pretty late. The Stalker is majorly out of position here. The Overlord's way in the base. If Swaghar was going to throw down gates, he'd have to wait a bit.
So he does see that Twilight Council. Not going to see much else. So he might see this Robo. Yep, he does see it. War Prism coming out of that. Is he going to go for the same thing again? He's got that... Oh no, he's got a Templar Archive, so it's probably going to be that Archon drop. Harass. And another Gateway. 2 more Gateways coming up.
Yeah, this time, I think there's a definite a possibility of Swaghar getting a bit more done with that drop. You know, going to be coming out here. There's not a ton of static D like there was in that game he did go for it. And the third is pretty vulnerable. Now, there are lings and a pretty nice spread. It's a big thing I like to notice, point out from players, that map vision, map presence, you know, although there's a ton of room that a Warp Prism could still run through that, and looks like he will here. I'm sorry, it's on the other side of the map, missed that. But yeah, so you're going to be coming in here with a Archon drop, looks like, once he can get the supply. There we go.
Yep. The War Prism did pass over a Ling that was just outside Swaghar's base, so he did see it. But Lings aren't too good versus Archons. But they can be used to, obviously, deny them from killing drones, which is good.
Now, this is a 1 Archon drop, which I find weird.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. He didn't have enough gas or something.
That's weird. And that will severely hurt the effectiveness of this attack. And this is a bit of a problem, I think, from Swaghar, because not getting anything done with that attack means his third will be super late. He can try to get a third and just play it from there, but I think he needs to get something done with this Archon Immortal force, because Zerg will just start to get really far ahead with macro.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's up to 3 hatcheries. He's already had on drones. I definitely think Swaghar needs to make something happen, and I think he's going to do that. He's moving out with his army. He's just warped in a handful of Zealots.
Okay, he's coming across here. He's got 2 Archons, 2 Immortals, and has a War Prism for warp and enough gates. My prediction is this will do something. No, it's a really generic prediction, but he just wailing away on the rocks there. And yeah, just going to get a Sniper Queen here. Ravage has plenty of time to prepare for this. Here's the attack. He's got Banelings coming in here. Guardian Shields are up. Nice, giving him +2 armor, and he's charging in on these Hydralisks. There's not that many here.
Wow.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Swaghar.
Hitting a beautiful
Nicely
timing
done.
right there.
Wow.
Drones are evacuating. Army supply looking really good for Swaghar. A bunch of Hydras trying to pop out, but they're going to get destroyed just as they pop out.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty much a 2-base all-in in a lot of ways. Main was about to start mining out, and there wasn't a 3rd base on the way, but Swaghar just absolutely punishing the greedy. Well, it's weird because it didn't even seem like Ravage was being that greedy, and then he just died. Interesting.
Yeah. And on top of that, Ravage had Lings outside the base at each 3rd position, so he knew that he was still on 2 bases.
Right.
Perhaps just a miscalculation there from Ravage. But we will be waiting on him to come up with the 5th map. Is that right? No, 6th map. It's 3-2 in Swagger's favor.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gone with Cerulean.
A blue color.
Mm-hmm.
All those art classes in elementary school did not go to waste.
Yep, for someone at least.
Swagger saying, Ravage, can you pick a map that I've played on before ever?
Alright, it's match point for Swaghar. If he could take this, he'll take the $5 prize, and he'll have his name up on the Hall of Fame in the Liquipedia page. It'll be etched in stone.
Digital stone.
Yeah.
By the sweat of 1,000 nerds, calcified over time to form Team Liquid, or Liquipedia rather.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Alright, so in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the orange Protoss currently on match point. His name is Swaghar.
And at the top, we have the Zerg player, down 2-3, Ravage. So are there any 4-player maps on the new pool?
Oh, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I don't think we've seen one yet. I guess we'll
If
find
there
out
aren't,
if
that
this
would be
goes.
lame.
Yeah, they're not my favorite, but I do like at least one in the pool. I mean, there used to be like at least 3 all the time in, I think, Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah. I mean, 4-player maps were just as common. Or, yeah, pretty common.
Yeah. Now I like it how they've been doing just one, and then also one kind of wonky map where you could see a lot of cheeses, usually like a little bit smaller. It's a really good mix, and then they have like a good number of just kind of standard maps. Now whoever's creating the team game maps, I don't know what's going on there because they're all terrible. They're all terrible. There's like just a gigantic map, and then like it's all connected. Both sides are connected by like 2 tiny choke points or something. You never see maps like this where it's all open. There's tons of pathways you can take. I play a lot of team games, and 4v4 maps are like terrible. They used to be pretty good, but
yeah, I mean, I played a ton of 4v4s back in like the Wings and Hots days, and I mean the maps were pretty good, but a lot of them seemed just kind of generic. Like you got 4 bases, and there's a big like pathway where they all meet, and that's kind of that. So it's tough to make a 4-player map because you have a size limitation, obviously.
yeah.
I think Swaghar saying whoops, he had or didn't have the probes on gas. Oh, wrong jet. Okay.
Xenodactyl says Lava Econ mechanics don't support 4-player maps unless they show where your opponent spawned on entry. Yeah, I agree. Didn't they make that change? I thought they did. I know that people were asking for it a lot in Reddit. I'm not sure if it actually went through or not.
It's just up the mineral patch count for team games. Give him gold bases.
Yeah, that would actually not be a bad idea.
He's got a Stargate coming down at the front for Swaghar. So going to be playing this more standard. We saw the Adept versus the Stalker.
Adept sees the third base here. Overlord sees this gateway going down in the main, getting a good scout off in the main. And that Stargate is right at the front too, so if he poked at the front, he'd see that. Hasn't seen it yet though. No spores going down at home. No Oracle though, is just going with the Phoenix instead.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to go. Yeah, he's going for a more Phoenix heavy build. We've got 2 Phoenixes at least here. Yeah, there's different things Protoss can do with this. You can go Adept Phoenix as kind of older style. I mean, Phoenixes are really good, and if Ravage isn't expecting it, now he saw 2, which I think was a mistake. I believe, yeah, Swaghar revealed 2, so that definitely tips Ravage off that the possibility of more Phoenix, and he will be sure to get that static D down all 3 bases. But there's actually a couple Overlords that are kind of just chilling. Let's see, yeah, he's moving them back. Okay, he's moving them back. That's smart. There's one that's still kind of out there at the third. Oh, there's actually 2. Okay, I missed that. There's 2 Stargates.
Oh, double Stargate. Interesting. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a mass Phoenix build, I think.
Okay, all right.
It can work if the Zerg is not prepared for it. It can be very nasty to deal with. But he does have 2 spores at each base, so he's looking good, and he has a nice number of queens. I think he's getting the feeling that it is going to be like a mass Phoenix. Well, definitely now, since he sees 5 Phoenix shooting 1 Overlord at his main.
Oh yeah, that was a. I think he didn't. I don't think he had to reveal that there. I mean,
yeah.
There's a couple of Overlords that are kind of in limbo between the main and natural. Just one actually. Might be able to get that one, but he's gonna have to actively dive here for the Overlords.
3 spores here at the third. He's looking well prepared to deal with this for now. Already has 2 Phoenixes down to very low health. Might actually lose 1 here.
Ooh.
Gets 5 drones, 6 drones. Takes quite a beating on these Phoenix, but they are very tanky, so.
Alright, gets a queen there, so nice pickup. I'd like to see him go for some of these Overlords in the main. Those are pretty exposed. Of course, Swaghar does not have vision of that.
Oh,
but he's going to pick up 2 queens at once.
Hydras are here to support, but they're probably going to get picked off as well.
Ooh, yeah. Nice play from Swaghar. He's getting a lot of utility out of these Phoenixes. Just skipping around through bases. Lost 1 there. But out of this, he's not building... He's still building some Phoenix, but he's transitioning pretty well. He's got some units at the third to deal with that. He's got double robo production as well. So he's getting some economic damage done with the Phoenix, and then he's just going to transition into more normal play. He's up to like maybe like 15 Phoenix. No, like 12. Yeah, 12. Okay, tons of drones coming down here. 6. Nice pickup.
Nope, 2 Phoenixes left behind. No.
They're in that little corner there.
Yeah. They're kind of trapped for now.
They might be able to thread the needle right between those 2 bases. We're just gonna go back and lose them. Bummer.
Yeah. So Ravage gonna be trying to take his 4th down here at the bottom base. Towards the bottom direction, I mean. doing
Alright,
more
now-
damage with these Phoenix. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Now he is getting on top of some of these orbits. He's going to lose only, and he's using so to the Hydras.
Yeah. Phoenix
Or is he?
can be so
Actually-
cost effective.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many Phoenix here that he can engage that many Hydras directly for a bit. Oh, he lost a ton, though. That's for sure.
Yeah. Supplies are still looking a little even. Swaghar obviously a little bit ahead, but Ravage is not out of this game yet by any means. Nice Blink run by. Not going to be able to deny this yet because there is a army of Swaghar close by.
Okay, morphing the High Templars just now needs to get the mana developing on those for the fight with the Hydras. But I'm liking Swagger's position. That fourth, I think, will be defend. I mean, it's on the low ground, so
Yeah.
the fourth is hard to take on this map for sure. I mean, this is the first time looking at this map.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as he has good map vision with the Phoenix, I think he'll be okay. He just needs to be active with them so he doesn't lose that fourth base a ton.
Yeah, we know how good Ravage is at killing fourth bases.
Yeah, I'd like to see him, even maybe get some shield batteries, cannons up if he's not going to be there with his army, and leave a couple Templars behind, perhaps to, defend the base. I think that's been maybe an issue for Swaghar here, and missing the defense there. Fifth base of Ravage is coming down. Actually, it's kind of toward Swaghar.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
I think the back more of the 12 or the corner might have been a better choice.
Yep. I guess it depends. I mean, if he wants, if he's gonna try and end the game and be more aggressive and get that creep spread closer to deny Swagger's bases, I think that's the kind of player he is, really.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and he can still take the base later on. I mean, that base is
Yeah.
pretty well. It's way out of the way for Swaghar. If he goes up there, then Ravage can definitely punish him and swing it and nail that fourth base.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that hypothetical fourth base up in that top corner is what I'm talking about.
Right, right.
As far as upgrades going, we've got just +1 for Zerg.
And +1 for Protoss as well.
Yeah, +2 gonna be out in a few seconds.
Yeah. Might want to just wait a couple seconds for that. He's got a lot of storms banked up here. Archon's in the front to take Baneling damage. That's beautiful. Ravage is maxed though, so he definitely has, and the lurkers as well, not to mention.
Are there Okay, there's observers. Never mind. This is a really horrible angle for Swaghar to attack into. He needs
Yeah.
to stop.
Yeah. I
Okay,
think
but
so.
he's
You're
provided the cover for the Immortals to dive in here, and they're going to start wailing away on the hatchery in the main. This is a really nice move. He's going to get some damage done, knowing he can't attack into Ravage's army directly.
Right. And he's actually going to kill that lair that was almost a hive. Very nice pick off there from Swaghar.
Lost the War Prism there with the 2 Archons in it. That's a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, Swaghar is transitioning into Sky Toss here. Now, if there is a map in this map pool that we could see some really late game stuff, it looks like Cerulean would be one of them. There's a ton of bases,
Yeah.
ton of different angles. Oh no, Swaghar is majorly out of position. He's giving Ravage the high ground with the Lurkers. It's going to be a nightmare to
yeah,
fight
you're
into.
right. Oh, that is nasty.
And
but
Lurkers,
the
I mean,
the Hydras are kind of grouped up there. Needs to be careful with those storms.
the issue is once Swaghar dives forward, the Lurker shots are so nasty. He's going to evacuate here with the probes, and Ravage is going to snipe this fourth.
Oh man, the Hydras are kind of stuck here, and the High Templars are getting close, so the storms are going really good.
Nice storms, for sure.
Yeah. He's gonna need to
Okay.
kill this fourth.
Oh no, Swaghar is waffling. He's not sure he's trying to attack the Lurkers or not. this is a really correct abusement of the lurkers on this map. They're so hard to attack into.
Yeah. Oh, they do so much damage. Yeah, you always want to try and avoid that. Got to have a real nice spread or like a flank.
Okay, that was nice. Swaghar snipes a few lurkers ball, but they're going right over to where the new 4th base is up from Swaghar.
Swaghar going carriers too. Gonna help a little bit. I was just gonna say Hydras could always their attacks could always be wasted on interceptors.
Yeah, carriers are an interesting choice here. I don't think he has the critical mass yet that they're going to be super effective.
Not, yeah. But it has been revealed, so Ravage will have plenty of time to prepare for that. Probably get some Vipers or something to deal with that.
The big story here is right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the major thing is that Swaghar does not have a 4th, and Ravage. Okay, he's on 5 bases, or the main and natural have mined out, but he's on to more bases than Swaghar, and Swaghar is not mining a ton, and he looks like he's going to deny at least one of these 4ths. This is a major loss from Swaghar. His army is really out of position. Okay, well, as long as he defends the one in front of his bases, that's better.
He's up to 5 carriers now. That's starting to get a little scary.
Yeah, the one thing he has going for them is just the strength of the army. Okay, this is really weird. Okay, the Hydra's got a concave there. Almost got the Mothership Core.
Yeah.
He's putting it way in front. And the Storms, okay, they're the Storms. That attack went really well for Swaghar.
Yeah, look at the supply. Okay, never mind. Ravage just remaxed really quickly. But this is starting to look really scary. A bunch of carriers and a bunch of cloaked carriers and cloaked High Templars with lots of storms.
I think Ravage played the mid game really well into the lurkers, but he doesn't really have anything here, infestors or corruptors, anything to deal with the next level tech for Protoss.
Yeah, he needs a better spread as well with the Hydras. They're kind of clumped up like this.
That was bad. I mean, he got so many storms there, although the lurker concave is so sick.
There are so many more storms, like you think all the storms are over, but there's still so much.
Man, and now Ravage is going to lose one of his important mining bases, and all the drones are going to go down as well. Man, Ravage is going to lose this here.
Yep.
GG.
Swaghar will take the series 4-2.
That's insane.
That was some beautiful Protoss versus Zerg right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ravage... I mean, it's hard to say exactly, but I feel like denying the 4th tat late in the game, I really think Ravage had an opportunity to win. But, yeah, I mean, you can... Once he saw the carriers, he should have reacted to a different tech choice other than just pure Hydra Lurker.
Yeah, I see a lot of people go with Vipers and try and abduct the carriers into the Hydras. That works really well. And I've also seen in, like, Neeb versus Rogue. Rogue went for Infestors and did the Neural Parasite. That also works. So there's a couple different answers for it, but we didn't see that out of Ravage. But anyway, so that means Swaghar will take the $5 prize, and he'll get his name up on the Liquipedia page. That's going to be it for this stream. Thank you, Gorgonoth, for co-casting with me.
No problem.
Thank you to all the viewers who came out to support the channel and support the players. The next thing we got scheduled is going to be tomorrow. We've got another show match between Volticus and Lanfear, one of our officers, versus one of our ex-officers. Yep.
Spicy.
If you want to catch that, it's 2 p.m. Eastern, which is going to be 8 p.m. CEST European time and 11 a.m. Pacific. So yeah, that'll be it for the stream tonight, guys. Thank you again for coming out, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yep, take it easy, guys.